Ironically, here's an item that I think is totally outdated by the Revo, and I really should send back. Spent $200 on it, but I can't. It's called an SRL. It's a self-retracting lifeline. The reason why I'm hesitant to send it back is because this is what OSHA calls fall protection, at least in industrial. It is OSHA compliant in this particular brand. Not all of them are. This is 30 feet that I got for $200, which I think the going price is about $700, which makes it implausible that you're going to buy two of them. It has several fatal downsides. Of course, it's too heavy to ride on a horizontal rail rope. It would try to get to the center of it and wouldn't move around. Of course, it weighs about 25 pounds, maybe 22 pounds. It probably will get wanko and rusty, even though it is zinc plated. There are no oiling instructions, just other than use soap and water to clean it off. Store in a clean, dry place. It could be envisioned to be used alongside a Revo to let yourself down, because if you get stuck up in a location up high, it will cut off your femoral artery, which is really bad. You need to be able to get down. It's very dangerous to be stuck up in a place. Obviously, this is meant to be attached to the dorsal ring. It could be used in tandem in a full body climbing suit that has a dorsal ring on it. It could be used on a house with a peak. Up in the peak, that would give you about 30 feet reach on maybe on the x-axis. It would give you about 30 feet. Other than that, I mean, gosh, you'd have to have a rope hanging down so that you could pull it down each night to begin using it. You cannot use it on top of a ladder because it would just be top heavy and it would be unsafe. Yeah, I mean, if they were $100, yeah, sure, no problem. $700, no. $200, iffy. I'm not sure that I could even see using it, because I do think that the Revo and even like the Grigri on a certain situations would work. I think your ideal ladder fall protection would be just putting anchors 8 feet high every 8 feet with permanent ropes hanging down, or 300-pound paracord. That plus trampoline spikes and good 20 feet of cord on each one of those would allow a person to secure a ladder, and then the rope hanging down from the ladder could have a gree on it or a Revo. And as long as you're not on planks, you might not really need anything else other than, of course, ladder training 101. There's probably 30 to 50 rules that you would need to teach somebody, and they would have to be quizzed on them periodically. Certain basic rules that are more important than others. But yeah, I don't know if I really should keep a $200 item that I'm never going to use. It might come in handy should I ever get industrial work. Okay, and it would be handy to have if you had a litigious worker, you know, in tandem with the other items, like the horizontal ropes and the Tarzan ropes and the stuff in my other videos. Another downside is that you would need at least 40 feet of this in order to get it to properly service any contractor. I do see one upside to this with some modifications to the fall harness and some modifications to the hook. This could be used to tether an employee to his actual work area where he's supposed to be working and not taking breaks. It's a good upside. It might be worth the $700 just for that. This is a very interesting part of the directions, which defines the working distance off center or off perpendicular. It looks like a 30-foot gives you about 16 feet in either direction. It definitely brings into the question of too far out X. You're going to slam into the ground. You're not just going to Tarzan into ladder setups and into chimneys and stuff like that and other people. You're going to actually Tarzan into the ground if you're too far off. But the directions do have these tables for you. In this graphic, they're saying 11 feet. 2 feet for retardation, 6 feet to the dorsal D-ring, and 3 feet fudge factor, 3 feet for the lanyard, total 11 feet, which is more or less probably correct. Could be some benefit seen at about 8 feet, probably not below that, legally 11 feet. Of course, there's the retardation distance. To keep the forces under 1,800 pounds, preferably 900 pounds. For a 220-pound person, of course, I'm nowhere near 220 pounds, even on my heaviest time of the month. Yeah, the 2 feet is kind of interesting. The maximum of 5 feet or 6 feet retardation distance OSHA allows probably has something to do with purely with hitting the ground rather than any kind of flaw in the acceleration distance or making the landing too soft. My bungee system that requires 1 meter stopping distance is well under the 1,800 pounds. In fact, according to the braking force calculator, 1/2 times mass times velocity squared divided by the distance. Most of my information was gained through testing, through other YouTubers, mountain climbers, and quite a bit of OSHA research. Everything is mathematical and nothing is been tested because I'm not going to jump off a ladder. And if I dumped weights off of my system onto somebody's house, it could easily smash into windows and damage people's siding. I make no warranty on any information. It just simply works mathematically. Also, I do not warrant against damage to your phone for hitting the like button or the subscribe button. I also don't warranty that I will be coming out with any video time anytime soon, or that you will be able to hear me talk, or that you won't get bored. But hey, I'm good for a sleeping pill. Thank you very much.